outfits I'm rocking here with this guy, this Mr. Rican and His Comics. We're rocking out with that Life of Two YouTubers burning block about 99.
For sure. Fashion. That's how we do, man. Support the community, man.
Right? And looking fine at the same time.
Well, there's no other way to do it. If we're rocking out with John, hanging out, we gotta rock out the coolest shirt out there right now.
The swag.
You know, swag. Or it's on fleet. It's on fleet. Like what Warner would say. It's on fleet, yo. So that's how we do, man.
For those that don't know, I've been putting together my first CGC submission. I was talking to some people, specifically Rod here, and we were having a conversation about slabbing, why you slab, and how does it work? What do you got to do? And there's a lot of great videos out there. I've listened to Reggie Collects go through and discuss his process. I'm going to take you through my process a little bit about how I'm doing this first submission. And maybe you guys could learn a little something, or maybe you could learn me some things here and tell me how it's going, because I know these people in the chat already talking about their submissions and what they're doing. So this is it. This is part one of a series of videos that's going to lead up to me getting my first submission back, and we'll do that unboxing reveal video. And Rod, I'm hoping you'll be there for the whole ride.
I'll be there for the entire ride, sir.
Nice.
The entire ride, man.
I'm sure you all know Rod. The guy's killing it. He just hit 900. Congratulations, brother.
Not me. That wasn't me.
I put the link to his channel down below, but there's no way you don't know my man, Rod. So just in case you don't, and you need to know it, there he is. I'm going to jump in, say hello to some people in the chat, and then I got a box to open, and we're going to talk about it. Mr. JP Budget Collecting, he was in there talking with Mr. Gretzky right off the bat, because apparently Mr. Gretzky is sending in a submission. He listed some books. I'm going to put that up there. Amazing Spider-Man 122, Life with Archie 4, Fantastic Four Annual 3, Justice League of America 23, Incredible Hulk 377, Web of Spider-Man 50, Amazing Spider-Man 700, the 5th print variant. There's some fire in there.
Woo! Nope. The chat is popping. I'm trying to pull up the chat right now, but
and then we got Jabroni saying nice shirts in the chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, Edwin. Chris Barrett is in there. Perry says I've been replaced by a Puerto Rican. Yes.
Oh, geez. There he goes again, man.
I would say you haven't been replaced. I would argue that Rod had that position first, but that's
for sure.
HHQ 79. Thank you, Midwest Comic Man. Now, if you guys don't know Paul, the Midwest Comic Man, he is an OG Comic Core man, and he is a classic, hardworking presser and cleaner in that Midwest area. So if you need a book pressed and cleaned, you want to talk to my man, Paul, Midwest Comic Man, because he knows what he's doing. He knows a thing or two because he has cleaned a thing or two. In fact, he just recently hooked up JD Comics by working on a Avengers 4 and an Avengers 1. Big Silver Age books.
Yeah, it's pretty dope because we talked on and off recently, John, and you always mention him about how he's been doing his you're pressing the books. Well, he's been pressing your books and cleaning it. So that's pretty neat, man. So I've never it's not too far from where you live at, too, sir.
No, well, that's Midwest Comic Man, Paul. I've never been able to send to him because it's just too far for me. But I will talk about Andrew, the guy I sent my books to this time around. But Paul does JD's big boy books, man. Some serious books. Bake the Snake in the chat. Let's see. It's funny. Perry thinks he's outranked. He thinks he ever outranked the Rican. Is that a coconut? It looks like a coconut.
Oh God, man. Don't pay no mind. That's why you don't have a balloon wrench. That's why, man.
I don't know if you noticed, but I put Downright Nerdy Podcast and Timeout on your show today.
I respect that very much.
All they did was say that, the new Spider-Man grandma, the character that's popping, was better than Man-Wolf. So I put him in timeout for 300 seconds.
And that's why I have a wrench, brother. That's why I have a wrench, man.
So no offense, Downright Nerdy Podcast. You guys are awesome over there. Yeah. I just thought I had to make a little joke about it. Sure. Looks like Bake the Snake says I'll be getting his CGCs back that Paul pressed recently. Ooh, look, there you go. Big boy books. So I I wanna talk a little bit about why you CGC your books, because this will be my first time doing it. I've collected most of my life. I've never really had interest in CGCing my books for two reasons. One, even with my older books, on occasion, I do like to look at them. I do like to read them. I do like to open them on occasion, if I can do it with the gloves and the fragile and all this kind of thing. Number two, I always would rather spend the money on more comics than on the preservation of my comics. So those are kind of the reasons why I have never slabbed books up to this particular moment. Rod, have you ever slabbed any books before?
No, sir. And that's why I always thought about slabbing stuff, but the whole process, it's like, it's a big process. You know, there's people out there that do their videos and stuff like that, but I'm happy that you asked me to jump on the show, and I want to see what you do. That way I can learn the thing, because I got some books that I want to see. I want to send out, but maybe I want to see what you do, and maybe I'll do it too.
And so there, I had a lot of questions about how to do it. And like I said, I watched a lot. Reggie's got a whole series of videos talking about how he picks books, the process he goes through, the cost that it went for him and things. And so I think I've picked up some notes. I've talked to guys like Kavi, JP Budget Collecting. I've talked to Alec and just gotten a little feel, TJ, obviously, sorry, shout out TJ Watson. I've talked to some of those people just to kind of understand the costs and the way the system works. And so right off the bat, one of the first things I learned, one of the first things that guided kind of my process is the fact that people were telling me books of different eras go through a different process at CGC. So that if I sent in a golden age, a silver age, a modern, they would all come back to me at different times through their process. So you generally want to group books that you send in with similar books of the same era. And that kind of started me thinking about slabbing, because I decided that this first submission for me would be a modern submission, only modern books. So, yeah.
No, go ahead.
I'm nervous. I'm really nervous.
But I know, but you have, the thing is, man, you know what? You don't have to be nervous, because you got some great stuff, man. You have some amazing stuff. And the people know that, man. The people know you. So what I did was I said, okay, modern books. I said, I want to make this first submission stuff that I could sell, maybe books that people might want in a high grade if I get a high grade. So I sort of went through my collection and I set aside a group of books. Oh. And that's in this box right here. In the description of this video, I also put the information for the guy who did the pressing and cleaning for my books, because that was phase 2. Phase 1 was going through and picking which books. Oh, man, he really taped the lights out of this. Look at this. Watch that finger, man. Watch that fat finger.
Yeah, man. I cut my hand rock climbing this weekend with my brothers. So I got to watch that hand, too.
Hey, I have to say it was nice to see you on Pops and Brother in the Saturday comic show without the kids. But you know what? It was nice to see Pops.
It was still a show about a dad with his kids. It was just my dad and his kids instead of me with mine, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's what I told myself when I was done. Okay. So I put together a set of like 20 modern books, and I kept looking them over. Are they scratched? Are they dinged? Are they messed up? Could I sell it? Do I want to sell it? Do I want to keep it? In the end, I made this. This was my amount that I ended up going with to my friend Andrew. Now, how did I pick Andrew? I went off of a lot of information. My buddy Tank Collects has a YouTube channel. His wife is pregnant. They've got twins on the way, so he's been taking a bit of a break, but he lives nearby, and he is very good friends with Andrew. On top of which, Andrew is like very close to me. He lives just outside of Reno, Nevada, which is right on the border of California and Nevada. So I was like, okay, the books wouldn't travel far, and I've got references, right? Then I started talking to him on Instagram, because he's on Instagram at AndrewsComicsAndDogs. That's his Instagram. He's a really friendly, hardworking guy, and he's always posting the before and afters for the books. You can see how did they look going in, how do they look coming out. And he did, I'll tell you the funniest thing he did, Rod. So I send my books, you're all nervous. You send your valuable babies off, right? The next day, after he gets it, he posts on his Instagram his table, and he's just dropping books down the table, like gently, but it's like each one of my books down on the table, down on the table, down on the table. And at the bottom, it says books for sale. And I was like, and then at the end, he's like, just kidding. These are John's. I'm just cleaning them. He's messing with me. It was hilarious.
But did he slap it on the table like?
No, he was setting them down, but he did it just fine. He was doing it all right. Okay,
so did one. He was like slapping the books,
just like no. He was very gentle. But it was very funny. Yes, Comics and Dogs. He's got an adorable dog who he uses to advertise his sales when he's selling books. But usually he's working so hard pressing and cleaning. So I talked with Andrew a bunch. We talked about modern, and we talked about Silver Age, because I have a bunch of Silver Age that I was thinking of sending him. And he said he would even send them to CGC for me. He would pay it, and then I could pay to him to send it. But in the end, I was like, no, I want to make a video. I want to do this all with Rod. I want to do this whole thing.
For sure. Even though Perry is always blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Pusha's here. Pick the snake.
Is he talking about that?
You know, a bunch of people, John, while you open up that package, will you allow me to acknowledge the chat, sir?
Do it. Yeah. Rock it out.
All right. Well,
I'll mute myself here so it's not so loud. All
right. So, no, don't mute yourself, man. HAQ79 in the house. Chris Barrett, what's going on? Combo Jeroni, Perry Perry Comics. Bake the Snake, Chris Barrett, ever mentioned guy. Burke family. What's going on, man? Thank you for hanging out. Let's see who else is in the house. Fusha, what's up? What's going on? Thank you for hanging out. HAQ79 in the house. What's going on? Mr. Gretzky, once again, man. It's just popping, man. I just like scrolling through the chat. It's a bunch of questions, probably, but I just running down the chat.
John wants to be all grown up when it comes to grading his books. I don't know what that means, Chris Barrett, but I'll take it.
It's a compliment. That means it's a compliment.
Okay, baby. So here's some cool things about Andrew. He said to me, I said what I was trying to do. We went back and forth, and I said, okay, I got about 15 books I'm going to send to you. He said, and I said, some of them, I don't know if they need any work. And dude, he was nice enough to say to me, if they don't need work, I'm just going to send it back to you. He didn't even he's like, I'm not going to charge you anything. If it doesn't need work, I'm going to make myself a little bigger so I can show the book.
For sure.
Okay, so what he did, though, in the end, he's like, this first one I show is going to be one. He's like, it didn't need any work. I'm not going to charge you. I'm just going to send it right back. And that's this bad boy, Venom 3. So this did not need any cleaning or pressing. He's like, dude, this is the nicest Venom 3. Just send it in. It's going to be a very, very high grade. So that's going to make my first submission set.
So what do you think it's going to be? 9.8?
He's saying it's probably a 9.8. So you know what? I should probably mark these. You're wise, Rod.
Well, a wise man told me that one time. You need to do things like that, man.
You know a thing or two.
Because I'm old, or I'm old, or a thing.
Okay, so this one, yeah, he's predicting high grade. So it didn't need, so I'm going to mark this as maybe it's a 9.8. This could be the one. Beauty, love it. It's going to be a 9.4, says Chris Barrett. Thanks, buddy. It's a left-handed compliment when a kid says, I don't want you to do that for me. I do that myself. Rod the Wise. That's a good name for you.
Oh, man. I thought it was the icon or whatever. I don't care. Anyway.
So here's a book that I'm not going to be sending in this. He pressed it. He cleaned it for me. I didn't realize it was signed. So that's a Stephanie Hans, I think, signature right there with an exclamation mark. I didn't even notice it when I bought it off of somebody's auction that it was a signed copy. So this is going to be my reader copy that I keep, the signed number 1. Which means now I have room. I can put something else in. But good thing I got another one pressed and cleaned.
How many dice you had out?
I sent him another one right there. And I sent him a cover B. So I'm sending 3 copies of Die, pressed and clean. John, how do you get it signed if she's in Bear's basement? Clearly, I got it signed before she went into Bear's basement.
Good Lord, man.
So for all of these, let's see what he said here. I saved his comments because I don't know. He's doing his best to make guesses on the grades. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. He was saying that the Die issues are in that 9.6 to 9.8 range. And that this one, let's see, this one is probably a 9.4. This is cover B. Those were his guesses. But he said there was some color rub on this cover, and I could see a little bit. So this might be a little bit of a lower one.
I don't see anything on that one.
Well, it's hard, right? He's saying that this one could be a 9.8.
Oh, wow.
If this is a 9.8, I'm going to freak.
That's the one that you pay how much for that one? I think you paid like 30,
25, I think. No, 20, 25, something like
that. The wife is there, right?
She's over there.
All right. So he only paid 20. He only paid 20.
I think it was 20 or 25. This is a gift from TJ that I want to send in from him. So this is one I wouldn't sell. And the only issue that he mentioned was it depends on how there's a manufacturing defect that has a back color that's slight. The back and front cover are not aligned correctly. And he's like, it depends on how they grade that because it's the manufacturer. It's not anybody else's fault. So you can see it like you should not see black all the way across the top like that, right? Because the back cover is higher than the front cover. So that might get dinged.
So in baseball, I used to collect baseball cards.
Yeah.
So if there's a defect in a baseball card, that means it's worth more. I don't know. I'm just saying. That's just me.
It depends on where the defect comes from, right? If it's a printing error, it could definitely be worth more. Yeah, absolutely. This is one I'm excited, hoping to get a 9.8 on. This is first Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. And he's saying 9.8, 9.6. I always thought this was a 9.8 copy, personally. I didn't see any color rub. It's just a gorgeous copy of this book. Alec is in the chat. Hello, brother.
You got a bunch of people in the chat, sir.
So I'm turning that one off. And then I've got some Immortal Hulk here. Let's see if I got all those guys. Yeah. Of course, issue 2. The
oh, yeah.
The one that was the hard one to find for a lot of people. So I got this one pressed. He was saying, let's see here. He was saying for this one that it's probably a 9.8 or a 9.6 or a 9.4 due to some color rub or color loss, actually, he says on the back cover. I don't know what that means, color loss on the back cover. And then for cover number 1, he's saying it's the same issue, the same problem that this one has back cover color loss. So I don't know what that is, what that means exactly. It's got like the colors jumping here a little bit on me. So I'm hopeful to get some 9.6s on some of these. I paid for them very reasonably low prices. So a 9.6 would be great for these. And then same here. They got this guy, first Immortal Hulk.
I got it for sure.
Oh, sorry. Am I stuttering or are you stuttering? Sorry. Oh, who's Wi-Fi?
No Wi-Fi.
Huh. I don't know. I feel like it's stuttering a little bit. Hopefully we're all right. Oh, are you there, Rod? I think I lost you.
I'm still here, brother.
You there? Can you hear me okay?
Perfectly fine, sir.
Okay, good. John, you don't want to be like Bear and his 9.6s. You either want a 9.8 or a 9.4 and under. Chris Barrett, you're slaying me, brother.
White Whale's asking who pressed for you.
I saw that. So, Alec, I got these pressed by AndrewsComicsAndDogs. He's on Instagram. He's a friend of Tank Collects, and He's not in California, but he's right on the border of California and Nevada. So he's very close by. I got some great references for him. And he was willing to have a lot of discussions with me. I was able to show him books and say, can you get this out? Can you fix this problem? The mic is hot. My hair's doing some funny stuff today. Looking great. Woo!
No, your hair is on fleek, man.
Fleek. Look at that. It's even getting better. So yeah, there you go.
Conehead.
I'm giving up. But what I liked about him was the conversations. I could ask him questions about books. So I have this book, Thanos' first appearance of Cosmic Ghost Rider, and I was like, there's a lot of some color rub stuff going on the sides. What do you think? He thought he could get some stuff out. He's saying this is now maybe a 9.4, 9.6 at least. So hopefully it comes up hot. You know, a couple of these you rolled Yahtzee on, you come out really hot. The one that looks like it would not be a 9.8, sadly, is this bad boy right here. This one, he's saying it might be a 9.2, 9.4. So you're going to do what now, says D-Runk? Fuchsia says, finally made it to LCS after over a month, but she picked up Postal, Ragnarok, Lady Mechanica. Ooh, good for you, Fuchsia. That's awesome. Yes, I am going to be having some of my comics graded, D-Runk. It's happening. Yeah, hair only crazy today, says JP. Haha. So there are some spine ticks on this one. That's what he ended up saying. He's like, they don't really break color, but they're like, you can see them. He's like, it's hard. I couldn't get them out. So this one might come back. It's got 2 color breaking ticks. Sorry, that might do that. Whitewell says Thanos 13 is hard to get a 9.8. So, hey, fingers crossed on that one. That's going to be a biggie. Let's see here. And then this is the one. He's saying it's got a lot of color loss on the back cover. It might come back in 9.2, 9.4 as well. I can finger cross that this is a 9.6, but probably not a 9.8. So I'll run through that stack again at the end. Those are the books that I had sent off that were going to be books that I do not really want to keep.
How many times you read those books, though? How many times? Every time.
Both of them I did not read.
Okay.
I think I read this, even though he says it's like, I think I read one of these dies, but clearly not all of them. And then the rest of these I bought and I did not read for myself. Oh, I did read this when I first got it. But everything else, I never read it. I either read it digitally or I bought a different copy that I read, like I got a reader version. Whew.
Sweet,
amazing. So again, it's Andrew's Comics and Dogs on Instagram. He's just outside of Reno, Nevada. He was really easy to talk to, helped me walk through a lot of the process I was planning for and what I wanted to do. Let's see. What does Chris say? Alec, not if you got a hologram cover. Oh, yeah. It's hard to press and clean a hologram cover from what I understand. Those are a little challenging. I do have that Thanos 13 with the lenticular cover, they say. But I don't know that I was ready to press and clean that one. So
I mean, you're going to send it out, man. So what are you going to do from that time until you get them back? Like,
sweat.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy, man. I mean, I don't know. How would I do it? I'm going to send out all these books. Trust UPS, Postal Service, and then you got to wait that long to get them back, man. I'm nervous. That's why I'm so nervous to send out some books too, man.
So, yeah, I will say, yeah, like people are saying, it is very stressful and the waiting sucks. And again, it's my first time. I don't know enough about it that I really I want to learn by going through this process. I don't know if it's something I'm going to continue to do a lot of. My goal was a modern submission now, and then I could sell some of those slabs and then do this again for Silver Age books. Do it again for, Bronze Age books, the books that I might want to keep more of. Does that make sense?
For sure.
So I wanted to pick through my collection. Now, here's the thing. I wanted to send about 20 books. I think right now that I pulled one of those out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 13. So I need 7 more books maybe. So I was going to show up some books here and see if the chat has any thoughts about submitting these books. All right. These are books that I'm not going to be able to send to get pressed and cleaned. I'm just going to send them the way they are because I've never read them or I've kept them safe and sound. So I've got Farmhand #1.
Definite.
That's a hot book, right? That's
EMC doing a show or something.
Right. And I could the first 5 issues. I could send issue 1 and then, try selling it at an auction, those 5 issues to somebody who wants one. I know Alec is going to like this one. TJ would disown him. Whitewell. What if I did what? Oh, Alec. Alec is saying CBCS has a 10-day turnaround coupon going right now. When does it expire, Alec? Because I'm not sending these to CBCS, but I have a signature verification book I want to send in. So
you already started the whole show about CGC.
Yeah, these are not going to CBCS. These are going to CGC. This stack.
So right now, your leftover books got to go somewhere else then.
Well, I have 1 or 2 that I would love to get their signatures verified by CBCS. So that eventually could be something I do. Alec is going to want me to slab this guy right here.
Oh,
Little Bird #1.
Woo.
Oh, it doesn't apply to signature verification? Then I don't care. Doesn't matter. So I got a Little Bird #1 I was thinking of sending in. I also have Silver Surfer Black #1. This is one of the variant covers, the incentive covers with the Fantastic Four in the surfboard there. You can kind of see them. So I'm thinking maybe of sending that one in. It looks very nice. No issues to speak of. What about Something is Killing the Children? This book has a sweet variant cover. I could send this one in. It's in great shape as well. This could be one that I think would be a good one to add in. I'm trying to find that Valkyrie cover that I just bought, the Stephanie Hans Valkyrie cover that just dropped. I know I've got that in a box somewhere. It's bothering me that I don't know where it is. And then I had this one that I pulled out. This Carol Danvers Secret Wars variant cover with like all of her identities on it. Love this book. I think it's in great shape. I don't see any significant flaws. So yet again, let me explain. I'm doing a modern submission to CGC. I'm test driving this experience. I've invited Rod here because he's never done this either. And if he's got questions, I got questions. We can run through this a little bit together. I pulled out 14 or 15. I got them pressed and cleaned. That's going to be my main send. I've got to add another 5 or 7 books here to make sure it's a nice round number. I like round. 20 sounds a good number. Any custom labels? I don't know what that. Oh, no. I'm not doing nothing fancy, D-Rug. None of the like, don't put a Spider-Man in there. I don't need a Stan Lee. None of that.
Carmela?
She's happy. She's excited about CGC. It's all right.
Exactly.
I'm excited too. It's all good. It's all good. You don't have to get your chancla. Is it? You don't need
a chancla. A chancla. It's a sandal.
Don't throw sandals at. Don't throw sandals at it.
Spanish. It's a chancla. You guys getting 1.0 in Spanish.
I'm working on it.
You're doing great, man.
Ooh, Chris Barrett says he's thinking that Silver Surfer Black and the Secret Wars book. I might just send all of them. I think it would give me close to 20. I'll use the number 20. I'm thinking of selling most of them. I think the only ones I'm keeping for the PC, well, it would depend on grades, right? It would depend on grades. But I'm obviously keeping the book TJ sent me. That box he sent to me, he had that Spider-Girl first appearance, and he said, don't look at it, just send it in and get it slabbed. You'll love it. So this is my thank you to him. I am doing what he asked, and it'll be a permanent addition to my collection, and it'll be one of my first slabs I ever paid for. Beyond that, most of these I'm going to sell. And I'll run through them again so people can kind of see them. Farmhand, I think that's a guarantee that I'm going to add in. Venom number 3, first appearance of Null. A whole bunch of Die issue number 1. I don't know where the variant went, but it vanished under the stack.
Do the Die comic books come with dices? I'm just throwing out there. I know we got Power of X and the House of X. They got C's. Are you throwing in dices for Die?
This is a great comment by Alec. I'm going to highlight that for me while I finish it. So I got Spider-Gwen first appearance, Miles Morales first appearance. And I'll get to your comment here in just a second, Alec. First Cosmic Ghost Rider, got that one. I got some Immortal Hulk issues 1 and 2, plus the first appearance here in Avengers 684. And I got Avenging Spider-Man, the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. It's a pretty hot book still, I think. This is the one from TJ, What If Spider-Man, who is she? First appearance of, I believe it's Mayday Parker. I did that right. Silver Surfer Black, number 3, that really epic variant. I would probably keep this. And then here's that other Die cover. So Alec has a great comment. He's saying if they aren't 9.8, it might not be worth the cash. I would do some eBay research and do raw versus 9.6 prices. And I did do a little bit of that, Alec. I will say what I came to feel was that even at a 9.6 or a 9.4, gosh, even some of these at a 9.2, with all the money I'm putting in, I would still make a profit on these books because I bought most of them for cover price or just under, and I haven't invested enough money in it to really come out of a loss. And to sort of enjoy the experience of hanging with Rod here and test driving this whole process. I don't mind if they don't all, if I get all 9.4s, I'm still going to be in a good spot. If I sell them for a 9.4 prices, I'll still be in a good spot.
Well, you know, you gotta wait and see, man. You gotta wait and see. You know, that's the thing. You know, I know I bought some books off you, and you know what? I got some greatness. And if I had to send certain books out there to CGC or
that's a good one.
I got this one from you, sir. And I don't know, man. I'm just scared to mail books out, man. I'm just scared to mail books out. You meet 98. I'm just scared
Great
to
book.
book out. And then I got Defenders number 1.
Well, you're lucky in Florida because if you had a friend like Caleb who is, when he was in Florida, you could just walk and hand the books to that you trusted to do some pressing and cleaning. Yeah. Then you could walk them into CGC yourself. You walk right in the front door and drop them off without any shipping involved.
Yeah, I don't like doing stuff like that. I like hanging out with people in the community and stuff like that. But when you put me to like a post office, when I'm cramped up around people, I'm like, oh my God, I just don't like it. In line, I freak out, man. My wife does my dirty work. She does all that shipping and stuff. That's why if you get your packages late, it's because of me. Because a post office is not a place for me to be. But you know what? White Wheels is when he did his whole CGC at MegaCon. That was a whole process. And that was an epic experience. Just hanging out, and we were just all just running around, hanging out with him. It was dope.
He was standing in line.
Well, they were like, "Well, are you ready?" I said, the girl was like, "Are you ready? Let's go." And she's like, "Come on, this way." And we're just running. We were all running. And he got that official artwork signed by who you know who he was on White Wheel. The name is a brain fart right now, but
so you know, he was getting books signed and then gold labeled.
No, it was all like authenticated. It was signed, and he had original artwork. It was the original.
Jay Lee.
There it is. Yeah, I'm here trying.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I'm here trying to click it like it's me. But,
sorry.
But it was a beautiful experience that he gets the book, and Jay Lee's just there with him.
Yeah,
White Wheel, or Alex, should I say, gets the book, and I can see his hand shaking. I was like, holy crap. That was like an amazing experience because even though it wasn't me, but to see him do it,
Totally.
like holy crap, yo! I'm like part of this experience. So it was
Yeah,
neat.
and I think that's I don't learn well by watching. I kind of learn well by doing it. And so for me, this was like even if these all come back lower grades, Alec made the point of you got to compare what is a 9.6 worth and what is a raw plus grading worth to get a sense of like, are you making some money? Is this effective financially? And I think later on down the line, I could make more of those choices. But I think no matter what these come back as at this point, I'm going to be in a good position where I could sell them and not feel like I'm taking a loss on any of these books. And that was the whole point of sending them to someone I trusted so that he could look me in the eye and be able to say, he could type me on the Instagram and basically say, this is not worth sending in. Don't send this one. This one's had this issue. This one's got that problem, and on and on and on.
The pretty neat though, because someone in the community is looking out for you too, because he sent it back to you and said there's nothing wrong with it, because they could have said something different. Be like, yo, I don't like it. There's something wrong here. But you know what? They said the book is fine. So don't touch it. Is what I'm trying to say. So
and that was he was really specific. Like, don't take them out of these bags. Don't even touch them. If you have to, wear gloves. And I'm like, no way, dude. These are staying like this. I'm going to box them up here this next week. I'm going to send them off to CGC. And then I'm going to do another video with Rod here in a couple of weeks where we go back online and I talk about the CGC website and how I went through what the pricing was, what they ended up charging me, the cost for shipping. I want to go through all of that, like money side, in part 2 of this series. So you can see, like, what does a modern submission cost you? Like, where does that money come out? And what is the membership cost and how do you get that money back? John, you probably shouldn't even look. Yeah, I don't look at him. I didn't even stare at him. The light is too bright in here.
If your light is bright, imagine mine.
Chris Barrett says, don't worry, John. You can use them as contest giveaways. Oh, man.
It's dope, man. It's dope. And all I got to say is John is just an amazing person. He's on his road to 2,000. So.
Not likely. You're the one that's nearing 1K, brother. Woo!
It's not about us right now. It's all about your submissions to CGC. But you know what? The chat is amazing, man. The people.
You want to shout out anybody? Did you see anybody in there?
Nah, you know what? It's just people out there that's been there throughout this journey, especially with you, with myself, especially everyone in the house. Yo, you guys rock, and all you gotta do is, man, just support the small channels. That's what we are, man. Small channels. We do stuff like this. John is rocking out his submissions to CGC. I'm on there for the journey. Will you? The only way you're gonna find out if you're on the journey, if you hit the notification bell. That's the only way you're gonna find out.
You're my man. Look at Rod. He runs that chat, brother. He runs it.
I just cut a promo. I'm just like, I feel like I'm wrestling mode. You know what, brother? But I ain't do that, man. John is my homie, man. John, I have to
I'm just really pumped that you were willing to come on here and do this because I've never been more nervous about an activity on my channel. Usually I'm like, I don't worry about it. But now it's like this is like I'm spending a lot of money on this submission. I bought whatever I originally paid for the books, the cost for pressing and cleaning, which was about $10 a book. And then the cost of slabbing them and shipping them, all that money is going to be significant. And I'm hoping it turns out kind of fun and entertaining to watch, but also like, a little profitable on the other side as well. Whether I sell them on eBay or Instagram or in an auction on here, something like that.
And I had to say, I want to say thank you for the books that I got from you. Man, Taskmaster, second print of Miles Morales, dude, fire. My friends came over last night. We were going through some books here, and they were like, holy crap, Taskmaster? My old head guy was like, I got it. This guy has like 300 long boxes. I was just like, I got it. No big deal. I was like, come on, Mark, man, what the heck? Yeah. Nice
no
book.
Respect.
Yeah, but you know what? It's pretty neat, man. It's pretty neat.
I agree. Comics for Blame. I think it will be very educational for me for sure. I do not. Somebody asked earlier. I think it was Comics for Blame. I do not have a membership yet. I'm going to go through the process on Reggie's channel where he gets a little boost for it. I'm going to do the 150. I think it's 150 upfront that you pay, and then they give you a coupon for 150 on your first order. And I'm definitely going to be able to clear 150 on this first order. So it'll be off to them with that. John, you doing the CGC $25? No, I'm going to do the big boy. I'm going to go all in, big boy.
There it is, man. If you're going to go in, you got to do it the right way, man. Because we got Super Powerhouse review in the house. CW Woodard, what's going on? Comics for Blame, what's up? Life with you YouTubers. Sharon, happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Sharon.
Man, I was just on fire.
Superpower review. I didn't say hello to you. Hey, Cade's on.
Cade is in the house.
We're looking spiffy on here tonight.
And said we're rocking out with some cool burning block about 99 right there in the background. Or I'll do this, man. There it is. Check them out.
Bub's got some good advice here. Bub says, my best advice is not to blow your whole credit on your first submission. Bubs, I'd love to know why you think that's true. And then Alex says, yes, for the level of membership, you get a discount. There you go. Boom. And my whole thing was this submission was hopefully going to pay when I get when I sell some of these books for a second submission, which would be my Silver and Bronze Age books, my X-Men books that I want to keep for me. Who hit 600 today?
I don't know.
Is it Cade? Did Cade hit 600 today?
He was 500. He hit 600 within hours.
That guy's on fire.
What the heck?
The more you spend at a time, the more you save on shipping. And that was my goal as well, Alec, was this first set of 20 books was supposed to kind of make that a little more cost effective to do it in a bit of a bulk kind of run here, you know?
All right. So just a question to the chat, John, if you don't mind me answering.
No, not at all.
If I was to send something to CGC with the help with John, of course, I got my White Tiger. First appearance.
Oh, baby.
First appearance in Marvel Comics.
I'm going to blow you up here. Let me see. Whoop.
Oh, man, you're going to do that, right? I hate doing that. But you know what?
That looks clean.
White Tiger in Marvel Comics. So that's my one book that I would love to slap. I don't know. But how about this one that's very delicate? Defenders, issue number 1. It's not the best condition, I have to say. I can find the right angle, but I can't. But you know what? There it is. You can probably see it right down here.
That's a great book.
Defender number 1. This was the first wall book my wife bought for me.
Wow. So that's a good first wall book, man.
Yeah. So, great price. But I opened it, and then I saw a piece of the comic just fall off. And what's the cover? And I was like, I'm not touching
it. Smart man.
But we have this one here. I just got this one from my brother right now. That's in the panel man, the host of the show, John Comics with the best. Yep, you hooked me up with this one.
And I will say, another reason why I wanted Rod on here was because the money I'd been making off of these auctions beforehand, that went to helping me get to Baltimore and get things paid for Baltimore. But Rod bought a handful of books that I saved for him, and that is basically funding this first submission for me. So Rod is making this possible by buying books like that from me, and I'm hugely, hugely thankful that he.
You don't have to thank me because he threw in some cool books, some Spidey books, but this was the key book that I wanted so bad, and I'm happy to have it, man.
That's a great book, and it's only going to get hotter. I'll tell you right now that when they first show him in a trailer, woo!
And this is one right now.
Oh baby,
this is the one where I'm like, that's why I don't want to send anything out because I'm scared, man. I'm really scared if this Joker gets out. You put "Don't Bend," they're gonna freaking take the box and do a Randy Orton on it, give it an RKO, give it an elbow drop, and next you know, the book is destroyed. I mean, I'm scared, man. I really am scared to send this out, man. But you know what? We'll go through the process with you, John. So I'm just.
And Ed D is asking, will I have CGC press the books? I don't think I will, just because I went through the process of having someone I trust clean and press them already. I don't think that there's a need to do it all again. I'm gonna judge it based on the cost when I get in there, and look at like, okay, per book. If you do some books, yes, some books, no. Then you're slowing down some books in the process and they won't ship back together. They'll ship separately. Then you're paying for more shipping costs. So my goal was to kind of have them all go through a uniform experience here. And for me, that meant pressing and cleaning them on my own or with someone I trust, and then going in later on and just submitting them. Don't just cheap out on packaging when you ship out to CGC is a great comment. Comics for blame. I do not cheap on packaging, as Rod will tell you. It's probably a pain to get into my packaging, but better that than anything else, right?
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Well, you know what?
We are going to get out of here. We kind of did the goals of what we wanted to do here, which was to talk about these books, talk about what this process is going to be like. The next phase is talking about the money once the books are gone. And I guess part 3 is when they're on their way home again and they get back, and Rod and I could do the secret unveiling. We'll hide we'll guess on what we think these books are going to be. And I'll send Rod some pictures. He can say, I think that's a 9.6.
No, just do a live unboxing. Once you get the box, let's just
go crazy.
We just sit there and, just crack it open like we waited here like for months, man. Here they are.
I'm gonna probably have my wife go through and put Post-its on all the scores so that she can make sure I don't see them, and then we'll do the unveiling. Part 3 comes in 9 months. It's like having a baby, JP. Today Rod and I just got knocked up.
My wife was talking about the baby thing. I was like, we can do that, man. It's crazy. We got to take care of
the baby on the way.
We're talking about a baby.
We got baby CGC on the way. So now baby CGC arrives in 9 months. We're gonna prepare the house so that we're ready for her when she arrives.
Oh my God, man.
It'll be exciting. So I appreciate all of you coming by. I really appreciate this guy for not only helping me financially be able to do this, but also being here to discuss it with me, talk comics, talk slabs, because this is very exciting, nerve-wracking, and hopefully something cool for this champ to enjoy.
Get ready, man. We're only getting started. So, part one, and next thing you know, this whole process, this whole slab, I'm so stoked, and thank you for putting me. We got to find out a time, though, because, man, this time difference in time zone and stuff like that.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. The next 2 videos will happen when they happen. We got months to worry about all the rest of this. You know what I'm saying?
All right, for sure. I'll make sure I get enough rest. And you guys, hit that like button for John Comics with Kids, and make sure you hit the notification bell every time he goes on live.
This was not planned. I mean, Rod and I decided this an hour ago. So you just don't know when it's going to happen.
Yep.
And no, Comics for Blame, I am not going to check my grades before they arrive. I'm going to treat it like high school when I was a kid, where my parents couldn't go online and check my grades before the report cards came. They had to wait till that report card arrived, and then they had to look me in the eye and read it. It's the same thing here.
I remember, now you mentioned that, I remember going to the house with the report card in my hand. Man, these kids don't know the struggles, man. They don't know the struggles. You get the report card, and they will look at you and be like, and that eye, well, man, you know what? We don't know. That's a story for a different day, John. You already know me, man.
I know it. So thank you all for coming. Please leave a comment down below if you think that there's a modern book that you think I should be including in this first set of 20. I think I'm nearing to 18 of them. I might even post a few on Instagram and say, you want A or B? Like, what do you guys think I should be sending in? Because I really want to make sure I'm getting the most out of this in the end. Most of the books I'm sending in, I paid cover price for. So even with pressing, cleaning, and slabbing, I'm still going to be coming out just fine, even if they get like a 9.0 on some of these, which I don't think is possible, but maybe. So I'll send these things out soon, and then hopefully Rod and I will discuss the cost and what that ended up coming out to be. Until then,
I'm there.
May your books, what did JP say? Where is it? I love this. Good luck, and may the 9/8 be plentiful. I love that. Everybody, have a great night.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.